day everyone, I am ELAIZA Margarita TINOS from BSN 1A and I am here to discuss about the digestive system. So what are we waiting for? Let's start. What is digestive system? The digestive system is a group of organs working together to convert food into energy and basic nutrients to feed the entire body. Food passes through a long tube inside the body known as the alimentary canal or the gastrointestinal tract or the GI tract. The alimentary canal is made up of the oral cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestines, and large intestines. So the digestive system is responsible for digestion. It plays an important part in our life. Everything that we intake, digestion is the one that is responsible for it. So as we go along, we will know its function and process for digestion and how digestion really occurs. Digestive system consists of alimentary canal or the gastrointestinal tract or the GI tract and accessory digestive organ. Alimentary canal or gastrointestinal tract is made up of the oral cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestines, and large intestines, while accessory digestive organs is made up of the teeth, tongue, salivary glands, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. All of this plays an important role for digestion to take place. To achieve the goal of providing energy and nutrients to the body, 6 major functions to take place in the digestive system. So first is the ingestion. Ingestion is the process of taking up food. It's important, of course, for without this, there will be no process of digestion in the first place. Second, secretion. Secretion is the process wherein there should be a stimuli that will stimulate the digestive organ to excrete certain hormones and like for example, gastrin, histamine, somatostatin, and the likes. Next is the mixing and movement. Swallowing is one example of food movement that depends on the propulsive process called peristalsis. It is involuntary and involves alternating waves of contraction and relaxation of the muscles in the organ wall. So next is digestion. Digestion. There are 2 types of food breakdown, which are the mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. So in mechanical digestion, it prepares food for further degradation for enzymes by physically fragmenting the foods into smaller particles, while chemical digestion is the sequence of steps in which large food molecules are broken down to their building blocks by enzyme. So next is absorption. Is the passage of a substance into or across a blood vessels or membrane. Most nutrient absorption occurs by active transport into the capillary blood of the villi. And next is the excretion. It is the process of eliminating waste products from the body. The digestive system and body metabolism. Digestion, breakdown of ingested food. So as what I've discussed earlier, the digestion, there are 2 types of food breakdown, which are the mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. Next is the absorption, passage of nutrients into the blood. I've already discussed this earlier that it is the passage of a substance into or across a blood vessels or membrane. Most nutrient absorption occurs by active transport into the capillary of blood of the villi. Next is the metabolism. It is the production of cellular energy or ATP. So in here, it is the process of transforming substances into energy or materials that the body can use or store by means of anabolism or catabolism. Anabolism is the energy requiring building phase of metabolism, in which simpler substances are combined to form complex substances, while catabolism means the process in which living cells break down substances into simpler substances. Organs of the digestive system. There are 2 main groups, which are the alimentary canal or the accessory digestive organs. Alimentary canal or the gastrointestinal tract. that is made of the oral cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestines, and large intestines, while the accessory digestive organs is made up of teeth, tongue, salivary glands, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. Processes of the mouth. So mastication or the chewing of food, and then mixing masticated food with saliva, initiation of swallowing by the tongue, and allowing for the sense of taste. Pharynx function serves as a passageway for air and food. Next, food is propelled to the esophagus by two muscle layers, the longitudinal inner layers and the circular outer layer. And food movement is by alternating contraction of the muscle layer. So after we intake food, it will go to the pharynx and then it will go to the esophagus. Esophagus. It runs from pharynx to stomach through the diaphragm. Conducts food by peristalsis, slow rhythmic squeezing, and then passageway for food only in respiratory system branches off after the pharynx. Peristalsis means it is the involuntary and involves alternating waves of contraction and relaxation of the muscle in the organ wall. Its effect is to squeeze the food alongside the tract. Stomach anatomy is located on the left side of the abdominal cavity, so food enters at the cardio-esophageal anatomy. Regions of the stomach. Cardiac region because it is near the heart. Fundus, body, pylorus, funnel-shaped terminal end, and then food empties into the small intestine at the pyloric sphincter because the small intestine is able to process only a small amount of food at one time. The pyloric sphincter literally means gatekeeper. It controls food movement into the small intestine from the stomach and prevents the small intestine from being overwhelmed. So the stomach functions is it acts as a storage tank for food, site of food breakdown, and chemical breakdown of protein begins. It delivers time or the processed food to the small intestine. Next is the small intestine, the body's major digestive organ, site of nutrient absorption into the blood. Muscular tube extending from the pyloric sphincter to the ileocecal valve, and then suspended from the posterior abdominal wall by the mesentery. So there are three types of subdivisions of the small intestines. To easily remember it, you just have to remember the mnemonic of it which is the dogs just itch. So the duodenum, it is attaches to the stomach and then curves around the head of the pancreas. Next is the jejunum, attaches anteriorly to the duodenum. And then the ileum extends from jejunum to large intestine. And then the large intestine, larger in diameter but shorter than the small intestine. It frames the internal abdomen. Functions of the large intestines is the absorption of water, eliminates indigestible food from the body as feces, does not participate in digestion of food, and then goblet cells produce mucus to act as a lubricant. Accessory of digestive organs: salivary glands, teeth, pancreas, liver, and gallbladder. Saliva. It is the mixture of mucus and serous fluids. Helps to form a food bolus. Contains salivary amylase to begin starch digestion. And then dissolves chemicals so they can be tasted. And then the teeth. The role is to masticate or chew the food. Humans have two sets of teeth. Deciduous, baby or male teeth. 20 teeth are fully formed by age of 2. And then the permanent teeth replace deciduous teeth beginning between the ages of 6 to 12. A full set is 32 teeth, but some people do not have wisdom teeth. So classification of teeth are the incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. So next is the pancreas. Pancreas, it is responsible for fat digestion since the pancreas is essentially the only source of lipases. It means an enzyme that hydrolyzes glycerides. In addition to enzymes, pancreatic juice contains a rich supply of bicarbonate, which make it very basic. So when pancreatic juice reaches the small intestine, it neutralizes the acidic chyme coming from the stomach and provides the proper environment for activation and activity of intestinal and pancreatic digestive enzymes. Wide spectrum of digestive enzymes that break down all categories of food. Enzymes are secreted into the duodenum. Alkaline fluid introduced with enzymes neutralizes acidic chyme. An endocrine product of pancreas are the insulin and glucagon. Insulin. Insulin is a protein pancreatic hormone secreted by the beta cells of the islets of Langerhans that is essential especially for the metabolism of carbohydrates and the regulation of glucose levels in the blood, and that when insufficiently produced results in diabetes mellitus. Next is the glucagons. Glucagon is a protein hormone that is produced especially by the islets of Langerhans and that promotes an increase in the sugar content of the blood by increasing the rate of glycogen breakdown in the liver. Next is the liver. So the liver is the largest gland in the body, located on the right side of the body under the diaphragm. It consists of 4 lobes suspended from the diaphragm and abdominal wall by the falciform ligament, and then connected to the gallbladder via the common hepatic gland. So, liver. There is no question that the liver is one of the body's most important organs. It has many metabolic and regulatory roles. However, its digestive function is to produce bile. Bile leaves the liver through the common hepatic duct and interduodenum through the bile duct. So next is the bile. It produced by cells in the liver. Composition: bile salts, bile pigment, or mostly bilirubin from the breakdown of hemoglobin, and then cholesterol, phospholipids, electrolytes. So bile does not contain enzymes, but it's bile salts. Emulsify or convert fats by physically breaking large fat globules into smaller ones, this providing more surface area for the fat digesting enzymes to work on. Role of the liver in metabolism. Several roles in digestion: detoxify drugs and alcohol, or it removes harmful substances or neutralizes its effect. And then degrade, meaning to become reduced in complexity, and then produce cholesterol, blood proteins, or albumin and clotting proteins, and plays a central role in metabolism. Gallbladder. Sac found in hollow fossa of liver stores bile from the liver by the way of the cystic duct. Bile is introduced into the duodenum in the presence of fatty food. Gallstone can cause blockages. Processes of the digestive system. First is the ingestion, so getting food into the mouth. And then propulsion, moving foods from one region of the digestive system to another. So it also means to drive forward or onward by, or as if it by means of a force that imparts motion. Processes of the digestive system in mechanical digestion. So it is the mixing of food in the mouth by the tongue, churning of food in the stomach, and then segmentation in the small intestine. As what I've said a while ago, that mechanical digestion, it prepares food for further degradation for enzymes by physically fragmenting the food into small particles. While chemical digestion, enzymes break down food molecules into their building blocks. Each major food group uses different enzymes. Carbohydrates are broken down to simple sugars, proteins are broken to amino acids, fats are broken to fatty acids and alcohols. And also, it is the sequence of steps in which large food molecules are broken down to their building blocks by enzymes. Next is the absorption. Ends products of digestion are absorbed in the blood or lymph. Food must enter mucosal cells and then into blood or lymph capillaries. Also, it is the passage of a substance into or across the blood vessels or membrane. Most nutrients absorption occurs by active transport into the capillary blood of the villi. And then defecation, it is the elimination of indigestible substances as feces or eliminating waste products from the body. So in summary, the digestion process starts in the mouth, which when food is chewed, saliva starts digesting carbohydrates, and then the esophagus. Muscles in a process called peristalsis push the food down into your stomach. And then the stomach. Everything is blended with digestive juices. Hydrochloric acid kills bacteria, enzymes break down protein. And then the liver. A green liquid called bile, which is stored in your liver, is secreted to break down fats. And then pancreas. Many kinds of digestive enzymes are made here. And then small intestine. Food is mixed with bile from your liver and juices from your pancreas to be sent back to your liver for more processing. And then the large intestine. Indigestible food and water are processed, stored, and dispersed. And the last is the anus, solid waste. The digestive system processes food into absorbable units and eliminates indigestible waste. That would be all. Thank you for watching. So, good day everyone. My name is ELAIZA Margarita TINOS from BSN 1A, and I am here to discuss about the urinary system, its organs, and its function. So what is urinary system? Urinary system is also known as excretory system of the human body. It is the system of production, storage, and elimination of urine. Formation and elimination of urine is important for human body because urine contains nitrogenous waste of the body that must be eliminated to maintain homeostasis. Nitrogenous wastes are formed by metabolic activities in the cells. This nitrogenous waste, along with excess of salts and water, are combined in the kidneys to form urine. Urinary system is important for keeping the internal environment of the body clean. Urinary system contains proper homeostasis of water, salts, and nitrogenous waste. The components of urinary systems. Number 1, kidneys. Kidneys are two bean-shaped organs lying close to the lumbar spine on either side. They are multifunction organ, form urine and control its concentration. Number 2, ureters. Two hollow muscular tubes are arising from each kidney and ending at the urinary bladder. Connect kidneys to the bladder. Number 3. Urinary bladder. Stores urine before it is excreted from the body. Hollow muscular and distensible organ sits on the pelvic floor. Number 4. Urethra. A tube connecting the urinary bladder to the genitals for excretion. The function of the urinary system is for the excretion of nitrogenous waste, osmoregulation, and acid-base balance. As stated above, urinary system is the excretory system of human body. It performs the following important functions. First is the formation and elimination of urine. The main function of urinary system is formation and elimination of urine. Urine is formed by the kidneys in 3 steps. First is the glomerular filtration, second tubular reabsorption, and tubular secretion. Second is the osmoregulation.
Kidneys are important osmoregulatory organs of human body. They maintain salt and water balance of the body. If the concentration of salt or water is increased above normal, kidney will excrete the excess amount. If the concentration is decreased, kidneys will reduce the loss of water and salts in urine. And lastly is the acid-base balance. Kidneys are important regulators of pH of body fluids. Kidneys help the pH balance within a very small range and provide an optimum environment for all processes of life. And that's all the urinary system. Thank you for listening.